Greetings, YouTubers and live videoers. It's me, Wayman29, and kind of tired. Today I have to take my wife down to see my mother-in-law and leave her there for the weekend because I have to work the day before and the day after. And her sister's coming in, and she wanted to see her new little nephew, so I'll be driving her to New Jersey for the weekend, and I will be all alone here. There will be many misspellings in my essays if I write them, and in my video responses if I write them, because she helps me out a lot in that area, because with spelling I am not all that bright, and she has fun doing it because she gets to laugh at me while she's making the corrections. She's laughing in the background. Anyways, what I wanted to come on and talk about is death and the transition, because it's very important, and I just happened to think about it. Not just happened to think about it. We attended a funeral for my uncle, and who was a evangelical Methodist minister. You can look that up on Wikipedia and see what that section of Protestantism is all about, because there was a series of splits in the Methodist movement, and basically when evangelical is attached to anything, it's usually the more, what they perceive as the more conservative version of that belief system. So you have evangelical Wesleyans, you have evangelical Free Methodists, but basically your evangelical Wesleyans, your evangelical Free Methodists, your evangelical Methodists all could go to the same churches and feel very comfortable with each other, and for the most part they believe the same things. So my uncle served in this conference as a minister, and outside of that he worked at a potato chip factory, and he passed on, and we buried him yesterday, and as I said, me and my wife attended the funeral, and I made some observations with what I've been reading, and what I've come to conclusions, or what I've been thinking about concerning religion and rituals, and the whole question of death, because religion is preparing people for this moment. Religion doesn't function to prepare people only for death, but it's a part of it. It's a very important part of it. And he did a lot of good things in his life, and had lots of good people he worked with in that belief system. And what was really interesting, when I went to the church out in the beautiful countryside out in western Pennsylvania, a lot of Amish in that area, beautiful farmland. When I went to the church and they shut the doors, I had to forget about all the stuff, all the baggage, all the controversy, all the issues dealing with whether it was true or not. When the church doors shut, it was all left outside, because I participated for the sake and the memory of that person. It wasn't about me. It wasn't all the baggage people brought in. It was about that person. And in their own belief system, and in their own way, they helped my uncle and his family transcend the idea of life into death. And they sang his favorite hymns which were most beautiful. The poetry in them were beautiful. His grandchildren read poems. And they talked about many of the good things he did in his life. They read the promises that is guaranteed to the believer through the Judaism and Christianity in both Old and New. And I had the honor of serving as pallbearer. Many of these people I haven't seen in quite a while because I live so far away. But all those ideas, as soon as the church doors shut, and all that stuff was left outside, and I participated. If I felt very honored to be there, and I felt that I did the right thing, and of course I did the right thing. It was family, and that's the way he would have wanted it, because that's the way he picked out certain hymns. There's another thing to it. All these preachers, on YouTube, you hear, oh, the old preachers, preach it out. However, that's what they're there to do. And these preachers were with him through the many weeks that he had in the hospital. He had severe diabetes, and they had to take a leg, and then it got gangrene, and a lot of things just went through his system, and he ended up having a heart attack and dying. A lot of those old ministers showed up. They were there. And the family was able to be there and comfort him. And I had to ask the question, would some of the people on YouTube be able to tell me the right things on what I believed and what we agreed on to help the transition into death? These people are around it all the time, these ministers. And higher-ups or teachers in any faith, they're around it all the time. And to have that ritual performed and to be buried in your own belief system is probably the most honorable thing ever. I wouldn't want anything different. For me, I might divert and out of respect have them come down from the pulpit and have one of my good friends read a portion of the Bhagavad-Gita or the part of Gilgamesh, something like that. It was just, pretty amazing. I went in, I hadn't seen my aunt in so long, and she says, I'm sorry, we have to get together at times like this. And I was able to tell her, don't worry, because the things that he worked for all of his life, and the good things that he did, he was now enjoying his reward. And she didn't have no doubt about that. And even though she deeply missed him, she says she's okay, because every day when they were reading biblical texts in their beliefs, and they were told that it would happen that way, and she would rather him out there than here suffering. So I don't know. A lot of the quick, irrational views on death from people who aren't around it as much. I don't know, maybe just people need to reflect on things like that. I guess what I mean, is it fake? Is it fake when it can work in such a powerful way? Maybe it is, we don't know. However, it works in a powerful way. And to me, personally, it's the most honorable way to go. And if I was Islam or Mormon or Native American or any type of religion, and I would go to that, I would be sure to participate in the ritual like it's supposed to be carried out in honor of the person. You know, and how many people have been buried with sacred texts? It's just pretty amazing. It's the map that they followed their whole life. The map that they tried not to deviate to the right nor to the left, and made decisions based on those sacred texts, and then in the end to be buried with those sacred texts. It's really amazing. Egyptians did it, and although when I go, hopefully the biblical text will be put into my lid before it's shut. Maybe sneak in the Bhagavad-Gita underneath. Maybe the Epic of Gilgamesh underneath. But it's all very important, and it's a great comfort, and that's the way it was function. That's the way it was. I guess that what I'm saying is that through the whole life experience, rituals become very important for people to transcend the next step. And you never know when that next step is going to be. Now, I'm not on here to preach an evangelical Christian sermon. And I know some people get offended when sermons of repentance are preached at funerals. I guess it's just the way that you do it. I get offended sometimes. I go to a funeral, especially of a person who didn't maybe believe in those types of beliefs, and the funeral and the message of repentance is preached. However, if the person believed that message all their lives, I don't think I have an issue with that, because the family already knows, and the people there already know what the person thought, what the person stood for, and what the person believed. So I don't know. Maybe I could get some opinions on this. I just thought it was really fascinating, and I'm really glad I participated, and it was an honor. So take care, YouTube. Take care of yourselves and each other.